Stuff's sliding away from me up here. Can you see that? I'm getting used to that, though. Happens a lot these days, whether I'm playing or not. You know. I'm going to play you one that's a true story. Did you ever hear of repressed memories? I used to hear those with Dr. Phil, Oprah, all that stuff. They were always talking about stuff that happened to you when you was little, you know, and it was traumatic or whatever, and you couldn't remember it. And frankly, I was a little skeptical. I know guys, a couple of beers, they'll remember anything. And so I wasn't exactly sure. And then it happened to me. My grandparents lived in a place called Luray, Tennessee. Luray had a railroad track that went right down the center of town. My grandparents lived about 100 yards from there, so they lived out of town. And they didn't have a lot of, you know, highfalutin services, not a massive police department, fire department, anything like that. They just did what I think good folks everywhere do. I know they do it in Alabama. When your neighbor needs something, you help him.
Amen.
You know? Yeah. And so one night, when I was 5 years old, one of those occurrences happened, and this song is the story of it. When it came back to me so clearly that I remembered every detail. And I wish I could have put every detail in the song, but I even remember the man's name that was involved, and I never encountered him any other time in my life, but he had a strange name to me. His name was Ott Anderson. And I always remembered that, or at least I did when it all came back. The whole house was on fire. All the windows were lit. They said they got everybody out that they were gonna get. They said, oh, Mr. Anderson, he must have slept through it all. He never felt those flames, and he's gone now, and that's all. But I saw him in that window. He was trying to break free. And I yelled and I screamed, somebody please help him, but nobody would hear me. And I felt like Mr. Anderson, nobody knew we were alive. 'Cause nobody pays attention when you're old or when you're 5. My whole heart was on fire, and I'll never forget the sight of that little white farmhouse and the night sky that it lit. They said you really didn't see it, it was shadows on the wall. He was too old to get up, and you couldn't have seen him. You're too small. But I saw him in that window. He was trying to break free. And I yelled and I screamed, somebody please help him, but nobody would hear me. I felt like Mr. Anderson, nobody knew we were alive. 'Cause nobody pays attention when you're old or when you're 5. And after that I didn't trust many people that were over 4 feet high. Just knew they didn't trust me, and I didn't know why. I felt like Mr. Anderson, nobody knew we were alive. 'Cause nobody pays attention when you're old or when you're 5. Cause I saw him in that window. He was trying to break free. And I yelled and I screamed, somebody please help me, but nobody would hear me. And I felt like Mr. Anderson, nobody knew we were alive. 'Cause nobody pays attention when you're old or when you're 5.